Well, hello now. Well, hello now. Oh, the old accountability dodger has reared her head again. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You know what we call them around here? We call them accountability dodgers, okay? She has come out of the woodwork yet again, rearing that miss me accountability, you know what I'm saying? Like, miss me with that shit, rearing it up again a year later because, like everything to do with the SAG-AFTRA drama, the views have diminished. They have. But look at this. She got what she wanted. It's almost been a year, but she's now still continuously setting that record straight. She's fixing the misunderstandings and the misinformation. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? She's fixing it. Excuse me, but if you have to continuously say the same shit over and over and over again and trying to, you're having to say the same thing over and over and over again, and people still aren't getting it, maybe you're just wrong, you know? Maybe you might just be the one with the misunderstanding. Maybe you might just be the one in the wrong here. But, the one that is constantly like miss me with that accountability shit, I apologized. I already apologized. You know those people that give you an apology like they already apologized before? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Where they're like, I already told you that I was sorry for trying to destroy your entire career for taking a job that I said you could not take. Okay? You know what I mean? Like, you know those people, they try to give you a fucking apology. And their apology is that they already quote unquote apologized. Yeah. She's one of them accountability dodgers. Anyways, I'm not going to go over the Google Doc. Obviously, a lot of y'all have probably seen this by now. But man, I had to talk about this because some of this shit just rubbed me the wrong way. You know what I mean? Like, literally, it drove me to the point of insanity. So we're going to cover just a little bit of her craziness before we move on. But TLDR, because she says reading is hard, and that's why you don't want to read the things that she's wrote. Of course, it's not the fact that what she's writing might be a jumbled mess of BPD. I don't fucking know. Like a jumbled mess of emotionally feely. This is not my problem. It's yours. And I might be sorry and I might be a bad person. But in reality, I thought about it. It turns out you're really the bad guy here. You, Mr. Reader, you're the bad one. You're the bad one. Anyways, of course, to her, it just means you can't fucking read if you can't understand what she's saying. But she says she takes accountability for what she did. It was wrong. It was so wrong. It's so wrong for her to try to destroy a married man's career because he took a job that she said he could not take. She is the judge, jury, and executioner, or at least she thought she was, because it didn't go the way she wanted. But she continues with, she didn't look up anyone's personal info, which is bullshit. She didn't dox anybody, which I agree with. She never doxed Jacob Takanashi, right? She never doxed him, but she definitely tried to destroy the man's public image. She says, if you want to hate me over a couple of rude comments, that's up to you, but please don't spread things I didn't do. And then she continues to go on saying that if you still consider what I did harassment, which it was, then we have different definitions based on intention. She's saying that what she did wasn't harassment because her intentions were not harassatory. Evidently, she is now not only judge, jury, and executioner, but she's now the Urban Dictionary because she didn't feel like she was harassing anyone. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But of course, she does not reject accountability. As she says down here, she doesn't reject any accountability, but it's just your interpretation of harassment that is confused here. It's just your scope of things that is wrong here, and it's probably those terrible, terrible slop tubers feeding you that misinformation, calling them out on their bullshit. Anyways, I'm not going to cover the Google Doc, obviously, but I wanted to cover one of these statements that she made that is beyond inexcusable. I want to read it to you, and I want you to draw your own conclusions to this on whether or not you think that this person is actually sorry for anything that they've said or done. And yes, it is fucking pure comedy. It is comedy in and of itself. She says, this past year plus has been incredibly traumatic and uncomfortable for me. I opened my mind to the possibility that perhaps I was a horrible person who deserved everything that happened to me. I fell into a deep pit that I'm still clawing myself out of. However, the further I get from that time and the more perspective I get, the more I see I truly didn't deserve what happened to me at all. Excuse me, but I fucking opened my mind to the possibility that perhaps I was a horrible person. Yeah, this is ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. Now, I'm not gonna say anything, defamatory. Her own statements will tell you what you need to think about her. Okay, she will spill it, all on her own, because it just so turns out that she still thinks that it's everyone else's fault that the public does not agree with her. Excuse me, but if you have to continuously say your point and everyone keeps saying you're still fucking wrong, then you're still wrong. You're still wrong. But according to her, it's just everyone else's fault. But we'll cover some stuff over on the blue sky. Let's see how she's doing over in the VA land, the space of the VAs, like Disneyland, except this is where all the VAs live. Kaylee Mills, I do not feel bad for you. You're the crazy one that got replaced. Like you said, you never looked him up, but you saw that he bought a new house and thought it was funny to talk about his wife and their financials. Like, I don't know why you bringing this back up. You made that choice. You made that choice, Kaylee Mills. You made it. I think the issue is, some of the popularity just wore off. I don't know. Maybe she's just one of them people that likes it. Maybe she's just one of them masochists. That's what it's called. Almost got myself into trouble there. But of course, Sean Havoc's having it out over here on the blue sky. What Jacob did was wrong. End of story. You defend him, you are anti-union. That especially goes to the loser who liked the post I'm dunking on. Yeah, of course. End of story. But this is the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. They all turned on Jacob Takanashi. Like, he just did the worst thing that you could imagine. You cannot be sane and actually look at what these people did and the causality of it and call it justified even in the slightest. So no, there was no misconstrued intention going on there. There was no, they were completely trying to destroy this man's career because he stepped out of line a little bit. You know what I mean? He stepped out of line. He ended up taking a job after somebody else got fired from it, and he didn't know that they even got fired from it. And they decided that this was the hill they were going to die on, and that if you supported Jacob Takanashi, you were anti-union. But Kaylee Bill, this is why I have to speak up, okay? This is why I have to speak up. Because while I don't condone bullying or harassing Kaylee Mills, Karina, or, Sean Habicks or Laraway, whatever you want to call him, I don't condone that in the slightest. But these people that continuously try to act like they're the victims here is where I draw the line. Jacob Takanashi did nothing wrong, and you went after him like a bat out of hell. You were completely vindictive, malicious, and it is nowhere near fair to what he was doing. He did nothing wrong, and you decided that because he stepped out of line between you and your little union friends, that you would destroy him ever working in this town again. You know what I mean? But these are the kind of people that come out to defend these people. Kaylee Mills also got bullied off the Hell site, which is X, by the way, and people are still dragging their name through the mud. She brought it up herself, dog. Nobody's even said shit about this in a fucking year. Nobody has even brought up the quote-unquote incident. The incident. This whole thing, is completely engineered and manufactured by her in her, she's talking to herself in the shower. Whenever you're pissed off and you're rerunning a scenario in your head in the shower and you're just sitting there, you're like, motherfucker, I should have said this. I should have done this. I should have smacked the shit out of, that's what she's doing. And she decided to regurgitate all of those thoughts onto social media. And after it did not go her way, she turned she turned off comments on everything. I think they're back on now, but they were off for a while because people were not agreeing with her. They were not agreeing with this. It's just a misunderstanding. You don't understand my attention stick. I'm actually the victim. You know what I mean? They're not agreeing with her because it borders on the level of insanity of take my word for it. You know what I mean? Of take my word, I'm the victim, even though I tried to destroy someone else's career. Jacob Takanashi still has not spoke out against her. They all came against him vindictively, and he still has not spoken out against them in a way that would hurt their careers because he just let them do it to themselves. Okay, that's what you call a victim. What she is doing is not victim mentality. I'm sorry to say, but if you continuously have to try to prove your innocence and say the same thing over and over and over again, maybe you are the one actually in the wrong. Maybe you're the one that actually hurt Jacob Takanashi, and still you're like, if it was good enough for him, why is it not good enough for y'all? Because the social medias, them online, them online people, them people that like to sit on the social medias, yeah, they're going to hold it against you. They're going to be the ones that are judge, jury, and executioner, and they will continuously hold that against you for probably the entirety of your career. Because you were wrong, and you still can't take accountability even though you're trying to say that you did. But I mean, I'll leave it up to the viewer. I don't condone any harassment. Don't go on our socials. Don't go talking smack. Don't go doing anything like that. Let's just let this all blow over because she wanted to drag it back up. So now it's brought back up, which is why I'm staying right on her page and what she said. Okay. All right, boys. I love all you. Paper or plastic. Paper being good. Plastic being bad, baby. I think it's plastic as fuck. It's plastic through and through. She's basically a mannequin, boy. She's plastic from head to toe. This girl got so much work done. She don't even know what sense is anymore. She ain't got 2 cents in her pocket. She ain't got 2 cents nowhere. She ain't got enough cents to rub together, all right? Anyways, boys, I love all of you. Make sure you like the video so YouTube counts your viewers a view and subscribe. Peace.